Shadow Man lives in my best friend's house. She told me this thing every night would stomp around her room, and she could see him, but he was just a shadow. He never tried to hurt her, but it was the pacing that scared us. We wanted to communicate with him, so we decided to buy a Ouija board. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know I bought a Ouija board in the past, but I got rid of that Ouija board because I was scared to death of it. So we go to Toys R Us and we buy a new Ouija board. This is the second Ouija board I bought. I probably bought about 10. So we buy a Ouija board, we take it into her game room, which was her upstairs room that was connected to her attic. Now, to this day, I refuse to have an attic in my house. I had an attic in my apartment once. They didn't disclose that there was going to be an attic, but there was, and I put a padlock on that because I'm terrified of attics. And I have a story why, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, we go into her game room and we start playing the Ouija board. She's a treadmill in there. It's not plugged in. It starts moving. It's probably one of those things that my entire life I'll never be able to explain. We start talking to the Ouija board. It says its name is 8. 8. Isn't that interesting? There was a girl who just went viral recently, and she was talking to a spirit named 7 that told her the world was going to end a few days ago. It didn't end, obviously. But why are these demons disclosing their names as numbers? We find out his real name later. This time using a Ouija board, it was a little bit different than when I was 13 using it. Because this time we weren't asking about our crushes. We were asking about what it wanted, why it was here, why it was pacing around my friend's room. Instead, it just wanted to talk. Red flag. It didn't want to talk. It wanted to steal our energy. But as a kid, we didn't know that. We were probably about 15 or 16 at the time. So we talk to it. We tell it about our lives. It tells us about its past lives. Now, you're free to believe whatever you want, but I believe demons can lie, and I don't think he had any past lives. After we talk to it for a while, the hauntings start to pick up, both at my mother's house and at my friend's house. He starts pacing heavier, quicker, more often, almost every night at this point. And when he's not pacing in her room, he's at my house pacing in mine. We had a text thread going, "Get your place tonight," as if he was just a friend that we had staying over, but he wasn't our friend. We started to get more and more afraid, and they feed off fear. Hit the follow button if you haven't already, and go to the next part.